Rome, in the 1st century BC, was a city of extremes and contrasts. Wealth and poverty existed side by side, often on the same street. Senators wore togas of purple and gold, displaying their power and status, while ordinary citizens squeezed into tiny wooden homes, vulnerable to fire, disease, and crime. The streets were narrow and crowded, filled with merchants, beggars, and soldiers. Politics was ruthless, and alliances could change overnight, often decided by ambition rather than law. Fires were a constant danger, as buildings were made mostly of wood, and a single spark could destroy an entire neighborhood. In this world, power and money were more important than morality, and those who could see opportunities, like Marcus Crassus, could rise to unimaginable wealth and influence. Yet the same ambition that elevated them could also bring disaster. Life in Rome, a crowded, chaotic city, always on the edge of disaster. Narrow streets, wooden buildings, and fires that could break out at any moment. While most people were simply trying to survive, one man saw opportunity in the chaos. His name was Marcus Licinius Crassus. Crassus was no ordinary man. He is known as one of the richest individuals in Roman history. But what made him different wasn't just his wealth, it was how he earned it. Because Crassus built a system that turned other people's disasters into his own profit. Fires were extremely common in Rome. Houses were mostly made of wood, and the city was so densely packed that a single spark could destroy an entire neighborhood. There was almost no organized firefighting system. And this is exactly where Crassus's intelligence came into play. The flames roared like wild beasts, consuming everything in their path. Smoke choked the streets as terrified families scrambled for safety. Crassus created his own private fire brigade. But this wasn't a rescue team in the way we understand it today. When they saw a house on fire, they would rush to the scene, but they wouldn't immediately try to put it out. First, Crassus would approach the owner of the burning house. While everything was going up in flames, he would make an offer. "Sell me your house for a very low price. If you accept, I will put out the fire." Picture yourself as the homeowner, watching your life's work go up in smoke. Would you sell for a pittance or risk losing everything? For the owner, it was a brutal choice. Either sell their property for almost nothing or lose everything. Most people, out of desperation, accepted the deal. The moment the sale was completed, Crassus's men would begin extinguishing the fire. In this way, Crassus acquired valuable properties for almost nothing. Then he would repair them and sell them later for much higher prices. He wasn't just a businessman. He was a strategist, seeing opportunity where others saw disaster. This wasn't just smart business. It was a ruthless system built on exploiting the weaknesses of the time. And it worked extremely well. Crassus didn't make money only from fires. He also owned a large network of slaves. Among them were architects, builders, and skilled workers. This meant he could quickly repair damaged properties, reduce costs, and maximize profit. In a city where wealth meant influence, Crassus had both, making him nearly untouchable. In modern terms, Crassus was essentially a real estate investor. What's interesting is that the people of Rome knew about his methods, yet nothing changed. Because in that era, power and money often mattered more than morality. His wealth grew so massive that he became one of the most powerful men in Rome. He even became part of the first triumvirate, alongside Julius Caesar and Pompey, helping shape the future of the Roman Republic. Crassus didn't just chase money. By joining Caesar and Pompey, he shaped Rome's politics as much as its economy. So the man who once made money from fires eventually became one of the figures deciding Rome's fate. But not every story has a happy ending. Crassus wanted even more power and glory, so he launched a campaign against the Parthian Empire. This decision would lead to his downfall. He suffered a devastating defeat and lost his life. According to legend, to mock his greed, his enemies poured molten gold into his mouth as he died. Whether this story is true or not, it serves as a powerful symbol of his life. Crassus's story teaches us something important. It's not just about making money. It's also about how you make it. Even centuries later, his life makes us question the line between ambition and greed. He was a man who could see opportunities before anyone else. But the way he used those opportunities made him both admired and controversial. Imagine being in his shoes. Would you act like Crassus, or do what's morally right? Even today, his story makes us think, if you were in his place, what would you do? Would you profit from someone else's disaster, or would you choose to help?